It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. This haunting line, uttered by Denzel Washington's corrupt LAPD narcotics officer Alonzo Harris in the 2001 crime thriller Training Day, encapsulates the moral descent of the very real-life rogue cop whose actions inspired the iconic character, Rafael Perez. Just like Harris, Perez's actions exposed a dark underbelly of police corruption that rocked the Los Angeles Police Department to its core. Born in Puerto Rico in 1967, Rafael Perez joined the LAPD in 1989 after serving in the Marines. His aggressive persona and streetwise ways quickly earned him a reputation, leading to his transfer in 1995 to the elite Rampart Division Anti-Gang Crash, the Community Resource Against Street Hoodlums Unit. It was here that Perez's moral descent began. Immersing himself in the world of gangs and narcotics, Perez adopted the same us-against-them mentality that defined Alonzo Harris. He operated with the arrogance of being above the law, part cop and part gangbanger, just like his cinematic counterpart. In the book Bad, Infamy, Darkness, Evil, and Slime on Screen, writer Aaron Baker directly links the two, saying the film's Alonzo Harris is a composite of the Rampart villain Perez and David Mack, both Latino and African American, part cop and part gangbanger. Perez's job became his intoxicant, and the ends justified the means, no matter how corrupt or illegal his actions were. In his own words, we vaguely sensed we were doing the wrong things for the right reasons. Time and again I stepped over that line. Once crossed, I hurtled over it again and again, landing with both feet sometimes on innocent persons. My job became an intoxicant that I lusted after. Just as Harris had no qualms about shaking down drug dealers, Perez admitted to stealing drugs from police evidence lockers and reselling them on the streets through his girlfriend, a Salvadoran mistress akin to Harris's lover Veronica in the film. He confessed to hundreds of instances of perjury, falsifying evidence, and false arrest, all to put gang members behind bars, guilty or not. In one particularly heinous act mirroring Harris's actions in Training Day, Perez and his partner, Nino Durden, shot and framed an unarmed 19-year-old gang member, Javier Ovando, leaving him paralyzed based on their lies and planted evidence. Ovando's wrongful conviction, based solely on Perez's perjury, would later be vacated, with the city awarding him $15 million, the largest police misconduct settlement in its history. The Rampart Crash Unit had become a gang of its own, a secret fraternity where crimes were committed and celebrated, just like the Blue Brotherhood depicted in Training Day. Perez's actions, from planting evidence to reselling stolen drugs, were all part of the organized criminal subculture that had taken root within the LAPD's anti-gang efforts. Perez's sordid narrative was just one piece of the real-life Rampart scandal, a densely woven tapestry of police corruption, gang activity, and celebrity ties. It began unraveling in November 1997 when a bank robbery crew stole over $700,000 from a Los Angeles Bank of America branch. The mastermind was soon identified as David Mack, not just a criminal, but an active LAPD officer with ties to the notorious Mob Piru Blood street gang. Mack's illicit world collided with Perez's, as the two had previously been partners in the Crash Unit. The discoveries opened a Pandora's box of transgression, from evidence tampering and assault to alleged involvement in the still unsolved murder of rap icon, the notorious B.I.G. The lines between cops and criminals had blurred completely in this criminal subculture, festering within the department's rank and file. Events mirroring many of the corrupt acts depicted in Training Day began coming to light. It all came crashing down in 1998 when Perez was caught stealing 6 pounds of cocaine worth $800,000 from the police property room. His arrest uncovered a Pandora's box of rampant misconduct, including planting evidence, perjury, beating suspects, and connections to the bank robbery. The depths of depravity were shocking, crimes celebrated within this criminal subculture masquerading as a police force. The full extent of the corruption was even more disturbing than initially realized. The fallout was immense. Over 100 tainted convictions overturned, 200 lawsuits filed against the city, and $125 million paid in settlements. The depths of corruption exposed, shattered public trust in law enforcement, and led to the disbanding of all crash units by the year 2000, as it became clear just how deeply embedded these criminal practices were within the special units. Director Antoine Fuqua drew from his own experience with corrupt police officers to develop a gritty portrayal of these issues in his 2001 crime thriller Training Day. Growing up in a tough Pittsburgh neighborhood gave Fuqua unique insight into the dubious police conduct, Fuqua's background influenced his nuanced characterization of Denzel Washington's Alonzo Harris, an officer who cautions his trainee that
the shit's chess, it ain't checkers.
Underscoring how the high-stakes nature of their work can corrupt even sworn protectors, transforming them into criminal kingpins that blur the lines of justice. A concept all too real given the criminal subculture exposed within the Rampart division in the wake of Perez's arrest. The parallels between Rafael Perez's real downfall and Harris's fictional storyline were uncanny. Perez's tragic descent from officer to criminal mirrored the corruption at the heart of Training Day. His arrest for cocaine theft epitomized the moral bankruptcy targeted by the film. In this way, Perez's story served as the perfect inspiration for Denzel Washington's haunting and disturbing portrayal of a crooked cop corrupted by absolute power.